Coach, your team's won 6 of the last 7. What do we have here at 27-17 after all the ups and downs this season?
Yeah, I mean, I think, obviously, from the time the kids get here, we always talk about playing our best baseball at the end of the year. Just trying to continually get better. You're trying to learn the team, trying to put people in different situations that maybe are new to them, and get them more prepared. And we talked a lot this week just with our younger guys especially that you don't really consider them freshmen anymore, especially the guys that have got a lot of playing time, so you feel like they're older. They've been through what the season appears, and so I feel like we've just continued to overcome and get better, and I feel like we're playing really good baseball right now. We just got to continue to work and try to continue to move up the mountain every single day and try to finish this off the right way.
You get the road win now. This is an 8-game road schedule. It's important that you started it off with a win up at North Florida.
Yeah, it was a big win. I'm proud. I mean, we played 8.5 really good innings. Had some huge hits. McCabe, the home run. Sundin with the home run. Obviously, Orlando and Pena and Josten, home run. But Orlando and Pena, 3-4 hits each. So it was just a really Crane came out and really looked the best he's thrown since Jacksonville, that start that he had. So got us off with 4 hitless innings, and got a little scary there in the bottom of the 8th, but Jacob Marlowe, a freshman who's been pitching a lot in the last month, threw great. And again, offensively and defensively, we played almost perfect baseball. So it was a good start, a good road win. Going to enjoy the next couple weeks being road warriors, and hopefully we can continue to get better and come back home with some more wins.
Business there at the end of the game. Also Saturday, bullpen had some issues. Some fatigue setting in, or what do you attribute it to?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I mean, I think we've tried to do a good job of, we didn't play a midweek game last week with finals, so you felt like guys were rested. So, I think obviously just some guys putting in situations they've never been in before, and obviously you get to later in the year, you know how important these games are, so the pressure is ramping up. A lot of guys being in those situations for the first time, so we just got to be able to handle it. Obviously last week was finals too, so I'm hoping that now that we're done academically, that the guys can really 100% focus on making sure that they're on point in terms of recovery and rest and getting back to baseline as fast as they can, so that they can be at their best every time that we put them out there.
At the beginning of the year included Connor Stain, Hunter Patterson. It's Ben Vespi who is your American Athletic Conference Pitcher of the Week. Talk about Ben's performance Friday.
Obviously it's just been a really big, he's stepped up for us. He's been so many different roles this year. He's closed some games. He's been in middle relief where he's thrown 4 or 5 innings in relief, coming in after an opener or after a guy struggled, and obviously has started some games and done well. So obviously, again, we're getting to the biggest time of the year, and he's pitched a lot in big moments, whether it was last year as a freshman or this year. He hasn't pitched in the games that haven't mattered or that haven't been on the line. And so he's a battle-tested guy that is stepping up big time for our team, and it's been a lot of fun to see him just have to wear so many hats but be able to thrive in all of them.
Some of the big bats that you're missing in this lineup, it's nice to see Tom Josten hitting the way you expected him to going into this season.
Yeah, I know it's been a struggle just, I think, for him, and I know that he's been searching, I felt like, and so it's good. He shows up every day and works, and we talk about it all the time. You never know when it's going to click. You look back at Josh Crouch last year, halfway through the year, he was just having a very average year, and just the work that he put in, it clicked, and has one of the best seasons we've ever had here. And so I feel like the same thing for Tom. He just shows up every day and works, and hasn't thrown in the towel or just said this is a waste of a year or it wasn't what I expected, and worried about the things he can't control, and hasn't just felt sorry for himself. He just keeps coming out, and he had a big game last night, hit the ball really, really hard, 2 huge at-bats, and that's what we expect out of him. So hopefully continues to work, and we start seeing more bats like that, because that was fun to watch, and I know he was happy about it, all the work that he's put in, to see him really put together some good at-bats.
Alex Freeland, how's he progressing, and when do you expect him back?
Yeah, it's been almost a week since he got the stitches out, or the cast off and the stitches out. So the wound is healed really nice. Now it's just about strengthening it. So he has a hand and wrist thing that he's squeezing like a ball and stuff, and I haven't seen him without it. So he's always got it in his hands, just trying to get that strength back and get the mobility back. And every day we get farther away from the stitches being removed, that wound being completely healed and not having to worry about that being an issue. So every day is getting better. So it's just going to be really up to him when he decides he's ready to play, and hopefully that's sooner.
Against Tulane, a lot of smiles at the ballpark from your players, but perhaps none bigger than Jeffrey Pena. Let's go back to Sunday. Just the joy on your face and his, and the family getting to see him play.
Yeah, it was awesome. Obviously he's been here for 4 years, and even through the recruiting process and just learning about his mom, and just every time I meet with him, just asking how she's doing, but is she coming over, or when are you going back? And obviously just with the way the scheduling works out, it's just not easy for either of them to get back and see each other, and it's just been impossible for her to get over here during the season to watch him play. So I didn't actually know that she was coming. He didn't know until just maybe a week or something like that before, and we just hadn't brought it up, and I don't think he really wanted to talk about it much to put more pressure on himself or whatnot. So even on Sunday, I didn't know before the game that she was here, and it was during one of those pitching changes that he was at first base, and we were just sitting there talking, and he brought it up and said, "Hey, my mom's here," and I was like, "What?" And I couldn't believe it. And so, but I know how much that means to him. I know how much it meant to her, and just letting her son leave the DR on his own and go live with somebody and learn a new language and get a high school degree, and now he's got a college degree, but then be able to hit a home run and get another hit in front of his mom, I know that meant the world to him. I know it meant the world to her. I got to talk to her afterwards, and he translated since she speaks zero English. But it was a big moment, I think, for him and his life, and a big moment for me just to see him grow from where he's been to where he is now, and know the small part that I've had in that, and then to be able to see it, let his mom see that growth and what kind of kid that she raised, but what he's become in the last 4 years is, I'm really proud to be his coach, and I'm proud of everything.
Joy to the rest of his teammates as well. We heard from Will Saxton, just so happy that he saw his teammate Jeffrey get that moment.
Yeah, I think we all know. When you're in the clubhouse and you live with these guys and you're around them and you're traveling, and you just get to understand what their lives are like, and so each other. I'm talking about the players get to learn about each other's lives, and what is good and what is bad, and I think just everyone knows that how difficult it is that Jeffrey lives in a different country away from his mom and doesn't get to see her, and how difficult that must be, and how sometimes lucky that you are as somebody else that maybe gets to see their mom every day or 3 or 4 times a year, whatever the case is, and for him not to be able to get that opportunity all the time, and know what kind of kid he is, and what kind of how much he loves his family and his brother, and to be able to see him play in front of her and know the joy that he had to be able to show his mom how much he's grown since he left the DR. You just know how much it means to him. It's a special moment, I think, for all of us.
The team has learned about itself during the ups and downs of this season. The season is long. It goes fast as well, but they've had ups and downs. They've had to learn how to rely upon one another and different guys stepping up. You've been using a phrase the last couple of weeks about adjusting to what the game's bringing to you. Do you see that clicking with them?
Yeah, I think so. I think that just the confidence level and to be able to relax and control the things that you can control, and understand that, man, in life, things get thrown at you that you're just not prepared for technically, or you're not looking, that's not what you were expecting or you were hoping for, or you had a game plan of what your life was going to look like, and it just punches you in the mouth sometimes. And the learning lesson is that life doesn't stop, though. Time doesn't stop. It keeps moving, and you have choices. You can feel sorry for yourself and play the woe is me game, or you can just continue to show up. And you also, guys that maybe weren't in the starting lineup, but we talk about being prepared, and when your moment comes, you need to be ready, and you don't want to look back and say, man, I wish I had done more to prepare. And I think that just all those things are learning lessons, and I think that we've learned that we're a really tough group of people, and that we've had to overcome a lot, and it definitely has not been the year that we envisioned in terms of how it went, but it doesn't mean it can't end up in the same place, and so we get to make of it what we want to, and you got to do whatever the game asks of you, and if that means you got to lay a bunt down, then you got to do it. That means you got to throw an inning in relief, or you got to start the day, or you got to hit a home run, or you got to just play good defense, or you got to be a great teammate on the bench. Do your job, your role that day, the best of your abilities. Believe in each other, and just go out and play the game as hard as you possibly can, and you know, the rest of it you can't control.
Your team got the sweep over South Florida. Now you go to Tampa for 3. They've faced adversity as well. They've had injuries. What do you expect from them this coming weekend?
I mean, obviously, I think they're going to come out and compete. You know, obviously the rivalry will increase their compete mode, just like hopefully it does ours. But I think, you know, again, when you got these two programs in any sport going up against each other, I think everything gets thrown out of the window. Records get thrown out of the window, like your last 10 games, your last 20 games, you know, injuries, non-injuries, who's playing, it doesn't matter. Everybody's going to go out there and want to win. So we know we're going to get their best. And we got to be prepared. And we got to go out there and worry about us and control the things we can control. And whatever the game asks us of us this weekend, we got to be ready to do it.
This past weekend, what do you expect from him this weekend, and how do you think your pitching rotation shakes out?
I mean, we just got to continue to pick each other up and expect to pitch and be ready whenever your number's called. I think we got to be better in the bullpen of being able to execute strikes, execute 1-2 pitches, and with 2 outs. Minimize the free bases. We do that, like all the rest of our metrics are really good in terms of batting average against and things like that. Like just stop the big numbers. And then Connor just needs to continue to be Connor, continue to get better, continue to get healthier, and continue now, you know, obviously being back on the mound, hopefully he'll just get crisper and crisper every time he gets out there. You know, throw another bullpen, then get back on the mound this weekend, and hopefully just a little crisper than he was last week. But just again, whatever he's got that day, just go out there and compete with it, trust it, and give us everything you got for as many innings as you can.